Wayne S. Pierce for American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. How are you? Are you good? Are you happening? It's the 27th of... 27th already? What? Holy crap. 27th of July, 2017. Wow. All I can say is, goodness gracious, where in the hell did the time go? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, how you doing today? Are you up and are you about, or is it nighttime where you're at? You know? So anyway, how you doing? Lots of things going on, lots of things happening. Let's just get right into it, shall we? Shall we? You want me to get into it? Okay, here we go. Scaramucci says that White House leakers would have been hanged in the past. Well, yeah. Steve Watson, Infowars.com, 27th of July, 2017. So treasonous is what Scaramucci says. In a 30-minute interview that has been poured over this morning, White House Communication Director Anthony Scaramucci told CNN that the treasonous leakers he is going after would have been hanged at one time. Quote, the White House leaks are small potatoes relative with things going on about leaking things about Syria or North Korea or Iraq, unquote. Quote, those are the types of leaks that are so treasonous. About 150 years ago, people would have been hung for those types of leaks, unquote, Scaramucci added. As the interview, the host, Chris Cuomo, progressed, Scaramucci outlined his goal as far as the leaks are concerned. Yeah, so there you go. If it wasn't for the leaks, folks, if it wasn't for the purposeful information, the purposeful, there we go, engagement in getting this information out to the rest of us, yeah, we wouldn't know what the hell's going on. Okay, we wouldn't. And I have to tell you, it is one of those things. For me, anyway, I believe that people need to know what's going on. Okay? I mean, that's just the way it is. Now, I don't give one rip about what people say of, well, you can't have leaks because that gives the enemy a heads up as to, folks, did you know about 60% of, or maybe even less than that, 60% of the terrorist attacks happening overseas and in the Middle East are funded by groups that are funded by the military-industrial complex of the U.S. and the CIA. Did you know that? Yeah, so tell me again why these leaks aren't important. Why the information that should be coming out in a transparent way from the White House in ways that wouldn't give away the enemy, give away what we are doing. Don't you think that the information should be there? I mean, this is just, it's logical, folks. They need to tell the American people what's up. Not so much what we're doing, but they need to tell us what, let me rephrase that. The federal government, Washington, D.C., those people need to tell us what they are doing. Not necessarily give away the strategies of the U.S. against the enemies of, peace, freedom, liberty, and security, but they need to tell us so that we can prepare. But they're not doing that. And they're not going to do that. Why would they? Why would they want to? It just doesn't make any sense. I just and on the back end of that, I understand the enemy is out there trying to get the information. I understand this. They've got reconnaissance going on. Okay, they know. Yeah, they know what they're doing, and I just I understand that the federal government doesn't want anything leaked because of that. I completely understand that. But we need to know what's going on. House Judiciary Committee officially approves effort to launch investigation of Comey and Lynch. Quote, this is the most astounding moment I've ever experienced in the Judiciary Committee, unquote. Breitbart is reporting this on the 27th of July, 2017. The House Judiciary Committee has officially approved an effort to launch an investigation into former FBI Director James Comey's leaking activities and apparent mishandling of a federal investigation by former Attorney General Loretta Lynch. Yeah, so there we go. I just, witch hunts. Can you just say witch hunts? Because that's what's happening. Now, did Comey and Lynch do something wrong? I think they're going to find out if they did or not. I'm not going to speculate whether or not they did. It's what it is. If there is any credible evidence against Lynch and Comey and all the other people that are being investigated in this witch hunt, if there's any credible evidence they did anything wrong, they should go to prison. Bottom line. Much like Podesta and Clinton's. If there's any credible evidence that they did something wrong to undermine the peace, freedom, liberty, and security of America in a treasonous action, they should go to jail. Period. It's just the way it is. I mean, that's just... How else do you look at it? You know what I mean? So... Foxconn to build manufacturing plant in Wisconsin. Isn't that interesting? Michael Phelan over at Infowars.com. 26th of July, 2017. Foxconn to build manufacturing plant in Wisconsin. Quote, this is a culmination of many months of discussion between the White House Office of American Innovation and Foxconn. Yeah, coffee, folks. I love coffee. I never knew there was a White House Office of American Innovation. Interesting. Somebody want to look into that? President Donald Trump announced at the White House Wednesday that electronics manufacturer Foxconn plans to build a new manufacturing plant in Wisconsin. The factory, which will produce LCD screens, will be built with a $10 billion investment allocated over the next 4 years. A White House official stated the decision came after months of deliberation between the Trump administration and the Taiwanese multinational. Yeah, Trump, who was joined during the announcement by Foxconn CEO Terry Guo, Vice President Mike Pence, House Speaker Paul Ryan, Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker, and Senator Ron Johnson, called the decision an incredible investment into the American economy. Providing additional details on the plant, Walker stated that the facility would be 20 million square feet and offer an average annual salary of $53,000 for employees. What? What? I'll move to Wisconsin. Holy crap. Trump has repeatedly called on both foreign and domestic companies since presidential campaign to build more products inside the United States. Apple executive Tim Cook, according to the president, also recently committed to build 3 manufacturing plants in the United States. Yeah. Yep. So, let's see. I'm just going down these headlines and just going to read whatever pops out at me. Something strange is happening at MSNBC. Yes. Mark Dice compiled a video showing how MSNBC has become a bizarre fiction peddling news outlet with hosts who seem more unhinged on a daily basis. So I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio podcast. I didn't put the other one up because I just wanted to, tell you about what's going on with Foxconn. And I heard that, I heard last month that, Tim Cook was, that Apple was going to build plants here in the U.S. So that's good in one way. That's a super decision to make for America. That's in another way. I don't see anything bad coming out of this, honestly. We need to understand exactly what's going on in America. Seriously. We need to. And as far as I'm concerned, America has to grow beyond the current level of existence that we have with the advanced technology that no one is privy to. What do I mean by that? Open the freaking doors of technology. Let the people do what they have to do. Bring this 21st century technology that we heard about in the 70s and 80s and open it up and let's do what we have to do. People are talking about, well, we live in the age of the Jetsons television show. Remember that cartoon? We live in, sci-fi world. No, we don't. The only time you see that kind of technology is in sci-fi movies. We need it right now, period. Right now. Just open the doors and let the innovation just go. Just flood the market. Well, that's going to bring everything down and no one's going to profit. So, folks, I'm pro-capitalism. I go out every day and engage in buying product and committing myself to different services, and I believe in capitalism. But I also believe in buying a service and a product at a very reasonable, affordable price. And if companies are looking out for themselves, they'll understand that the more that you move product, the more profit you make. I've taken business classes, folks. I've seen behind the curtain. I know how it works. All right? But we won't make the profit in the next quarter. Yeah, so what? So you make it in the quarter after or maybe next year. So what? Give the people what they want. And they want this advanced technology to be on their table today. Okay? 20 years ago, I saw this, and I'm going to get into technology right here. 20 years ago or so. Yeah, it was about that. Yeah, somewhere around there. 97, 98, yeah. I was playing a game called Doom. Remember that game? It was a movie and blah, blah, blah. Remember that? Doom. A friend of mine called me up and said, hey, did you know that we can play together in the game? And I went, really? I did not know that. And I, even though I knew the technology was there and I saw prototypes of that type of technology, and I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. And he goes, yeah, and we set it up to where we were in the game, right? Pre-World of Warcraft. We were in the game. And I thought that was really cool. That's 20 years ago, folks. 20 years ago. I'm on my computer playing a game with my friend over, get this, dial-up. Or DSL at the time, yeah. Yeah. And now, technology has advanced so much in VR and in augmented reality and in AI, you can put on the goggles, a suit, pressure suit, not pressure suit, but a suit with pads on it. You can go into a VR, into a world, VR world, and fight and feel everything. So you tell me how advanced in the last 20 years technology has got. Coffee, folks. Got to have the coffee. You tell me. So let's just take that last 20 years and compact it into the next 18 to 24 months and release all the advanced technology into the world, into the United States. Go ahead. Let's do this. Because life is going to be a lot easier, a lot better, not so convenient as people would like if you really look at it. But it will drive technology to a point to where we can afford it. For instance, let me give you a for instance. I like doing this. Let me give you a for instance. For instance, you walk around Walmart, you walk around Best Buy, you walk around all these places, right? You see a brand new computer. And you start going and you look at the details of the computer, such as the speed of the processor, the hard drive, the RAM. You look at all that. And they range from anywhere from retail prices from, somewhere close to $500 to about $2,300, depending if it's a, piece, if it's a Windows or a Mac, whatever. With advanced technology that we release onto the American people and into the market, that $2,300 computer, or let's just give you an average, that $700 computer sitting at Best Buy that has Windows 10 on it, you can walk out of the store with that computer with the advanced technology that's in the market. You can walk out of, Office Depot, whatever, Best Buy. That $700 computer could cost you about, say, half that. With the same processing speed, and all that. You got to look at the details too. But, well, then how's the company going to make any money? I'm sure you are not the only customer that buys that product. Their sales will not suffer. Their profits will not suffer. They'll move more product in less time. I mean, think about it. In the past, I worked in an industry which, of course, we all fear, and that is the funeral industry. I worked in that for a while. And I looked at the prices of the wholesale prices of the caskets, and I looked at the retail prices. Man, you talk about serious effing markup. Holy crap. It's ridiculous. On average, that I saw, I remember seeing one, but I mean, just on average, you take a wholesale price of a casket at let's just say $400. The funeral home is going to sell it to you for about $2,000. Okay, so that's a hell of a markup, and that's just ridiculous. How about taking that $400 casket that you got wholesale, or the company you work for got wholesale, and you sell it for $900? How about that? Well, that's not going to give you're going to move more product more quickly, a lot sooner, and you're going to have more money in your bank. You know what I'm saying? But that's probably a bad example, but When you look at computers, everybody has a computer. When you look at computers, you are not the only customer that store has. And there's other stores selling computers. My first computer was an AST computer. Okay. And I bought it at Radio Shack years ago, back in the 90s, 20 some odd years ago. Yeah. Go look that up. An AST computer. And it was slow as crap. Let me compared to today. I had a 280 megabyte hard drive, and in less than 6 months, the hard drive gave out. So I took it back to Radio Shack and spent the money, had it sent off, and new hard drive. They gave me a 580 megabyte hard drive because it was their fault. It was I had this extra I had to pay, that I wanted to pay for, which was repairs and all that, But, yeah, it was slow. It wasn't even, I don't even think it was a gig on the processor. I'm getting techie. I know some of you are going, oh my God, you're rolling your eyes. I know this. But let me just, let me get the phlegm out of my throat first, but let me just tell you about advanced technology. We need it right now. I mean, people like Bob Lazar and people like other people that have come out, and said what was going on at Area 51 and all that, and other locations of the United States, actually 3 that I know of other than Area 51. These people have come out and said that they've reversed engineered alien technology. Oh my God, there he goes. Talking about aliens. No. I'm telling you about the advanced technology. Where did we get it? So let me just bring all of that right down to this little conclusion and into this point, and I'll move on. Release all of the advanced technology onto America right now. Help people, mom and pops that want to, start their own businesses, that want to advance in their careers, people that who are already working and want to advance. Help them and stop suppressing people. We've got people in the inner cities right here in America who are poor as my dad used to say, they don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. You can walk around downtown Billings and see homeless people, okay? You can probably see that in your own city. These people are being shoved aside because society, quote unquote, doesn't think that they have anything to contribute. Excuse me? If you looked at the statistics of homeless people on the streets, most of them are, what? Veterans. Yeah, so how about cleaning them up and, helping them out? So advanced technology can help do that. Now, how can it do that? Well, it can be used to do that. I'll put it to you that way. And it depends on the person using that technology, okay? But really, seriously, in Wisconsin alone, I just heard about this yesterday. People are getting implants under their skin. Employees are getting implants in this one company. Why? You tell me. Has technology advanced so much that we have to keep track of people? That's an invasion of privacy. I'm sorry. Oh, wait a minute. The reasonable expectation of privacy for the American citizen has been thrown out the door, and the Fourth Amendment has been totally trashed. And President Donald Trump is trying to rein in all of these former Obama people and all of this and trying to get things back to where it needs to be, to where we have peace, freedom, liberty, and security in the nation. And we can do that with advanced technology. And that should be an ally to the politicians in Washington, D.C., but it's not. Because there's a group of politicians called the Progressive Party, Republicans and Democrats in name only are in that party. They're going to use that technology against the American people. And they're already trying to do that. It's already come out. You can go to Infowars.com and other places. It's already come out that said that party, those people, I call them the Progressive Party, are engaging in the plans to stage a coup against President Trump. And you bet your bottom dollar they're going to use advanced technology to do that. So I don't want to... It's time that we put technology to use, and it's time that we, the people, make a decision to do what we have to do to keep America, keep our homes, keep the United States of America in the hands of the people, not the politicians or the corporations. We have to do that, and we can use technology to do that. We can use advanced technology to do that. And we need to force these tech companies to give us what we want at a reasonable price. I mean, we're talking... I know somebody right now that has a computer, and that thing is so maxed out in a lot of ways that when you put on the VR goggles, you're in that world. I mean, it makes you feel as if you're in that world. That's how advanced this computer is. I put on the goggles. Okay, I put on the VR goggles. And when I took them off, I was a little disoriented for a while. Just for about 2 seconds. I was like, whoa, where am I? You know, it was like, wow. Because I was so immersed in that VR, it was incredible. So bring out the advanced technology now. All of it. And let's use it to defend the nation of the United States of America against enemies, foreign and domestic. Folks, I got to take a break. Create your own podcast. Spreaker.com has it all. You can set up an account and get ready to record podcasts and host live shows from your computer or mobile device. Spreaker's wide range of tools covers every step of the podcasting process, from simple recording and broadcasting apps to analytics on your audience. You can upload files and migrate content over using the RSS importer. Host your show today. Go to Spreaker.com. Check it out. There's a plan and a package that fits your budget. Go check it out at Spreaker.com. Folks, I'll be right back. This is American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and fact that the lamestream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, whether it be politics or archaeologists. We have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed.
Growing up terrestrial radio, the future is here. Destroying the liberal media, one truth bomb at a time. Independent media is shattering the liberal national security media into a million pieces. Their views of the world are based on the script the government gives them. Independent media seeks out and finds the truth and reports on what is truly going on behind the scenes. Support the truth and facts. Support independent media. Hey, folks, welcome back. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Hey, folks, give me a second, and I'm going to go live on Facebook right now while I'm recording this. It's kind of funky. I got some stuff going on here. The screen's kind of flipping out a little bit. But you want to see my face? I'm going to go live right now. Check it out. If I'm going live, but you can also check it out in the replay. So it's going to be on Facebook. So anyway, hey folks, how you doing? How you doing there? Eh? How you doing? I'm Wayne Pierce. Hey, I am right here recording a podcast, and guess what? I thought I'd throw in a live show. Okay, here we go. Lots of stuff going on. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. I'm recording a podcast as I'm going live on Facebook. See, I was talking about advanced technology in the first segment, so looky here. I got plenty of technology going on here. Let me go check out some stuff here as well. And we got some big problems in America. Do we? Yes, we do. RT is reporting 27th of July, 2017. I'd launched nukes at China on Trump's orders, says U.S. Pacific Fleet Chief. Quote, the answer would be yes, unquote. The U.S. Pacific Fleet Chief said he would obey a hypothetical order. Let me reiterate, hypothetical. Okay? Hypothetical. Remember that word, okay? The U.S. Pacific Fleet Chief said he would obey a hypothetical order to launch a nuclear strike against China if the president chose to give it. The remarks follow the director of the CIA's recent assessment that Beijing poses a major threat to the U.S. in the long run. Commander of the U.S. Navy's Pacific Fleet, Admiral Scott Swift, was speaking to an Australian National University security conference on Thursday, the AP reported. Responding to a question on whether he would initiate a nuclear strike against China at President Donald Trump's orders next week, the admiral bluntly said, quote, the answer would be yes, unquote. Swift, who has led the Pacific Fleet since 2015, explained, quote, every member of the U.S. military has sworn an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to obey the officers and the President of the United States as Commander-in-Chief appointed over us, unquote. Well, isn't that wonderful? Did you know about 60 to probably 75% of what we get as far as product is concerned, we get from China? Did you know that? Did you know that China can just walk right in here and take whatever they want? Did you know that? Because they own, I think it was like 20% of our national debt, which is cruising upwards to about $20 trillion right now. Thank you, former President Obama, for that gift to America. Yeah, so what do we do, folks? What are we going to do? I mean, are we just going to sit around and are we just going to sit around and watch ESPN and drink beer and watch NASCAR? Is that what we're going to do? You know, as as the world burns, this is what we're going to do? You know, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'll stand up for America. I won't stand up for Washington, D.C. because it's a cesspool of corruption over there. So if any of those politicians say, hey, you know, not going to happen. But for you, I'll defend you because this is your country as well, you know. So there you go. But anyway, in the first segment of the show, I talked about advanced technology. Now, with all of this advanced technology and the AI and all of this, did you know? Now, get this. Advanced technology. Hang on just a minute. How do you know? Hey, somebody dropped into the chat room there. Hey, Mr. Todd. How are ya, sir? How you doing out there in that wonderful sunny state of California? Advanced technology. It's really awesome. But it's also tracking your every move. Okay? Go to your phone, whatever you're using. I don't know what you're using. So go to your phone and go to history.google.com. I think it is. History.google. And just look down all that information. It's self-explanatory. You can find all that. You can find where they're tracking you. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, AI is involved. Facebook has all that too as well. They have AI bots all over the place, and you can find some of the quote-unquote trolls that, piss you off every day. You can find that. Advanced technology is in our system, but now what we have to do is we have to use that against those that created the system, because now they're like really, really tracking us and wanting to suppress us. In a lot of ways. And from what I understood, from like 20 years ago, I already knew this was happening. As a matter of fact, when Reagan was president, I knew this was happening. That they had advanced technology to the point where they were tracking you. And that was just a preliminary subject and technology. It was just preliminary. They were just trying it out. Let me tell you something else. Like I was saying in the first segment, there's a company in Wisconsin that puts implants. Workers at a company are now saying, yeah, put an implant in me. I don't know if the company ordered it. I don't know what the details are, but people are getting implants. Why? The only implants that I see are the Hollywood bimbos that have, big kahunas, you know what I'm saying? But advanced technology is destroying the very freedom that we are fighting to protect. So why not flip the script and use advanced technology against the people trying to suppress us? Good question, huh? It works. All right. And the more that you do it and the more that you use it, yeah, there you go. You can. Well, let me tell you how far technology has gotten in the last 20 years. And I mentioned part of this in the first segment. And that was a friend of mine and I. Let me reiterate this a little briefly, give you a backstory on this. A friend of mine and I used to play this game called Doom. He called me up one day and said, hey, did you know that we can play it together over the phone? And I'm like, really? I did not know this. We did. And here it is 20 years later, and we can put on a suit with pressure pads all over it. We can put on VR goggles. We can engage in a virtual world through advanced technology and artificial intelligence. And guess what? We are part of that technology. There's a new movie coming out. I think I forgot the name of it now. I just saw the trailer yesterday. And the world is just torn apart. It's in a dystopian type of, situation. But this kid goes into this area and into a van, puts on these goggles, and goes into this world. And, it's amazing. And when I get the name of that movie, I'll let you know. But I'm telling you, man, advanced technology has to be put on the market now. Whatever they're not showing us needs to be put in the market now. Somebody's going to go, well, how can anybody afford it? You flood the market with it, prices go down, you can afford to buy it. When you can get VR, I don't want to call them VR goggles because that's not what they are. It's a device that you can put your cell phone into and have 3D 360 type of VR worlds going on. $15 at Walmart. Why not just take that technology or take what technology is out there for VR and just flood the market with it? Right? Here's the other thing. I didn't touch on this in the first segment. Here's the other thing about technology. When you look at like sci-fi movies, for instance, Star Trek, Next Generation, they had the holodeck. Can you imagine what would happen if somebody got addicted to being in there? I mean, nothing would get done. So there's moderation to deal with, you know what I mean? So you have to really gauge it through common sense. How would how are you going to use this? What are you going to do? How are you going to, it's all, you have to use common sense. So, but I just say flood the market with advanced technology. We have it already, but it's used against us. So why not just take it and use it against them? Yeah, phlegm. I hate that. Hey, phlegm. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. So anyway, let's get on to another article because I don't have that much time there. Anyway, hey, Mr. Todd, tell me what you're doing. What's happening in your life? How's things? And, what's going on, man? Yeah. President Trump said, I think one of the best things I heard, I didn't hear him say this, but I read this yesterday as well, but it's also here. Michael Snyder from endoftheamericandream.com. President Trump said, in America, we don't worship government, we worship God. So I'm glad he said that. That kind of puts it out there, where he stands. Donald Trump just continues to become more bold about his faith in Jesus Christ. So, and when you look at his life back in New York, back 20 years ago or whatever, you saw him literally. I mean, a lot of people don't like him. They don't like his attitude. He's too, egotistical, narcissistic, probably, I don't know. I don't know the man, so I can't criticize him. So why is anybody else, since you don't walk around with him and talk to him? You know what I mean? On Wednesday, Donald Trump, he posted a message on Twitter about his faith, which has already been liked more than 81,000 times and retweeted more than 23,000 times. And Michael Snyder says, I know that a lot of people have complained that Trump is on Twitter too much, but I love it. That's what Michael Snyder said. It gives him an opportunity to speak directly to the American people without having to rely on the gatekeepers in the mainstream media. If I was in his position, I would be doing the exact same thing. So this is going up on American Liberty Radio Podcast on Facebook. So as soon as I... let me do this. So many things are going on, folks, that, honestly, we have to pay attention to them. We cannot ignore the obvious. I'm serious. We cannot ignore the obvious. It's right there staring us in the face. It's there. And what are we doing? What now? Well, not so much what are we doing. What are we allowing to happen to us? Right? What are we allowing to happen to us? Pick something because it's happening, okay? And I don't cater to one side or the other. I'm not, I'm not a fan of political parties. I'm nonpartisan. I don't really give a crap about political parties. I think we need to abolish them. I think we need to get rid of them. I think the everyday mom and pop, I think the everyday, worker down at the plant or, in the store needs to run for city council or something like that. And I don't even want to call them politicians. They're people looking to make something better. We call them politicians. Do you know why? Here, I'm going to go here. I'm going to be looking away from the camera a little bit. So I'm going to go to my go-to site, dictionary.com, for a definition of politics. Let me go look at politics. No, it's not a bug, blood-sucking bug, but that's what politicians are. Politics. Okay, it just says use of intrigue or strategy in obtaining any position of power or control, as in business, university. So, that's politics. That's that. So let's go with political. How's that? Exercising or seeking power in the governmental or public affairs of states and municipalities, etc. Yada, yada, yada. So let me go to politic. Shrewd or prudent in practical matters, tactful, diplomatic, contrived in a shrewd and practical way, expedient. So there you go. In other words, manipulation. Manipulation of the people in a way that gains you favor with them, that puts you in a position of power. So, I mean, you define it for yourself. So this is why we need the mom and pops. We need the truck driver. We need, the police officer in the city council. We need these people in there. We need those people in Congress. By the way, my idea of Congress, we need to get rid of 535 congressmen and women, and we need 3 representatives from each state. That will give us 150 people in Congress, and they should only meet 4 times a year. Well, how is anything going to get done? Exactly. Not that it's not going to get done. It's going to get done in a very expedient manner, in a much more efficient manner. And there's 2 things we need to understand. First of all, government needs to get completely out of healthcare. Get them out of healthcare. It's just every time government puts their finger in the pie of something of the American people, it ruins the pie. It becomes, instead of an American dream, it becomes an American nightmare. So get government out of all of it. Just get them out of it. And put yourself in a position of advancing your careers in such a way without government. You know what I'm saying? So, what about regulations? What about this? Here's the other thing. We need to get rid of, here's my second point on that. 2 points, twofold point. 1, fire all the lobbyists, fire all the special interest groups. Get them out of Washington, D.C. Well, how is anything going to happen? How is anything going to get done? We the people. I mean, seriously. Oh, and another thing we need to do? Yeah, there were 3 points, huh? Get rid of all lawyers, attorneys, paralegals, whatever, out of Washington, D.C. They don't need to be in Congress. They need to advise certain people on certain legal things that they can do. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Get them out of Congress. They're writing laws that they're immune from. We're the ones getting suppressed. They're the ones sitting there going, yeah, we'll just write a law about it. Here you go. We don't have to follow it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is that crazy in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is a cesspool of corruption. I mean, it's just, it's bad. And it's just terrible. It's terrible. It's like California. California is I know people are going to hate me in California. My friends and family in California are going to hate me for this, but California is a cesspool. You got a governor that's a dictator. He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. But anyway. Yeah. You can take that sigh of frustration anywhere you want. Let me look at my time here. Hey, I've got a little bit of time. Got one more article I want to share. And I want to make sure that the obvious is there. Okay? And I use Twitter once in a great while. I used it this morning. Bloomberg is reporting on the 27th of July 2017, Twitter fails to grow its audience again. Twitter Incorporated failed to attract more monthly users in the second quarter, spooking investors looking for evidence that the company is on a sustainable long-term growth plan. The shares tumbled more than 9% in early trading, even as quarterly review topped analysts' projections. Yeah, 9%. Holy crap, that's a big fall compared, to anything else. A long-term turnaround depends on Twitter expanding its audience. That number stands at 328 million monthly active users. The same as in the prior quarter, the San Francisco-based company said in a statement Thursday, revenue, is Twitter making a profit? Did not know that. Revenue fell 4.7% and the company's net loss also widened, affected by a $55 million write-down of the value of its investment in SoundCloud, the German music streaming service. Wow. Holy mackerel. Do you use Twitter? I'm putting that up on American Liberty Radio Network. People love Twitter, right? 140 characters to tell somebody, to piss off. I guess. I don't know. I don't know why you use Twitter. Why do you use Twitter? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to get going here in a minute. It just seems to me that people ignore the obvious. And they just don't care. They just don't. Why should they care? Why? I know the mindset. I understand why they don't want to care. I understand why it doesn't matter to them. But the fact of the matter is no matter what they think, it's a lot worse than what they can imagine. And it will affect them directly or indirectly. It doesn't matter what they believe or feel or it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters to the rest of us is defending this nation. Years ago, I took an oath to defend my nation against enemies, foreign and domestic. Well, guess what? That doesn't expire. Okay? I don't care who you are. It doesn't expire. And the military is not the only people that do this. Law enforcement do this. Former law enforcement people are coming out going, there's something happening that people need to be aware of. Former law enforcement people. People in Washington, D.C. are going, wait a minute. Whistleblowers in Washington, D.C. are saying, something's happening and we need to pay attention to it. Okay? And it really is something that we need to pay attention to. But are you? That's the big question. Are you paying attention to what's going on? Do you have the ability to protect yourself when the time comes? I know I do. Am I advanced in my training? Oh, not at all. I can tell you that much. But I can handle myself quite well. I'm not, in other words, I'm not a Navy SEAL, okay? I'm just, no. Those guys could, sneak up on me and, do things to me, which just, it's horrid. It's, I've read the books, okay? I've seen it in the past. I've read about what Navy SEALs do, and it's just like, oh my God, I'm glad they're out there and they're not after me, It's just, oh. But anyway, yeah. So folks, pay attention to what's going on, please, because it's only going to help you in the long run. There's a lot of people that don't want to do that. Well, why should I? I just got to go to work and take care of my family. But did you know that your city council, your county board of supervisors, your government, your state, they're doing things that is going to indirectly affect you in some way, shape, or form. So would you not want to know what they're doing? Yeah, go ahead. Take care of your family. That's noble. That's very, very good to do. Okay. Great. I give you a virtual high five. But what they're doing behind the scenes is something you need to pay attention to, or at least find out what they're doing. And if they're going to give you the runaround, guess what? More questions. It just leads to more answers. It leads to more questions. But you'll get to know what's going on. I don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all. I'd be bored if I knew it all because there wouldn't be anything else to learn. And I understand that people sometimes don't even want to know. They're just like, hey, it's out there and I don't want to know about it. I don't, here's what I hear. Here's what I hear. I don't want to hear the negative stuff because I don't want it ruining my day. Folks, I don't care if you're in your house and on Social Security, disability, or retirement. What happens outside of your doors in the general public is affecting you in some way, either directly or indirectly. Pay attention. This is what's happening. I got a minute and a half, folks, so I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go away. So I thank you for listening. Appreciate that very much. You can go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com for more information. If you want to email me, please do. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. If you want to advertise on the network, you can do that. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's a win-win situation for both of us. Yes, go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. All the information is right there in front of you. It's all there, like my hand is in front of the camera. It's all right there. And if you don't want to advertise, you can donate. You can drop $1 in the kitty to become a patron and help us keep the lights on around here. Or you can donate through PayPal. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. You guys rock. You know that? You guys are just absolutely awesome. Keep sharing the show. Keep liking the show. Go to Spreaker.com. Go to American Liberty Radio. Check that out. Or just go to the website, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. And, so, folks, you're awesome. So, I'll be back tomorrow with another podcast on American Liberty Radio Network. So, there you go. I'll talk to you guys later. And I'm going to cut the video off now. Bye.